Hi, this is Jay with Green Side Up. Oh my goodness, we've got beautiful flowers here, and we are going to use some of those beautiful flowers to plant a shade-loving container. So, let's get started. We're going to do a little bit of a review. Annuals versus perennials. An annual is a plant, for instance, a begonia, that you will plant in the springtime. It will grow and do flowers through the summer, and then when it gets cold, when it frosts, the top of it will go away, the root system will go away, you can pull it up, throw it away, it's done. A perennial is a plant that you planted, it will do its thing, it will be green, it might have flowers all through the summer. In the winter, when it gets cold, the top part of this will go away, but the root system will stay alive. Down here in Fayetteville, North Carolina this is, I can plant a perennial into a pot, and that perennial will come back next year. Now remember, I came from Minnesota. In Minnesota, perennials will not survive in a pot through the winter because it just gets too cold, which is why I'm here. Okay, so we're going to do this pot, this container. I already have the soil in it. I made sure that my container has drainage holes on the bottom. Always make sure that whatever container you're planting in, there's drainage holes on the bottom. So my container has got some soil in it. I want to plant something in this container. Now, I picked this hosta to show you what we're not going to use. This is an absolutely gorgeous fried banana hosta. And if I put this in the pot, I will need absolutely nothing else because it's way too big. So we're not using this hosta. I have selected this smaller hosta called Vulcan because it's going to stay in my container. It's going to just fit a whole lot better. All right, so I'm going to take this hosta out of the pot. Look at that nice root system. And I have decided that I want this hosta to be to the back of my display. So I am going to dig my hole here. I like working with just my hands. If you want to put gloves on, if you want to use a little shovel, go ahead. I just like working like this. Okay, so my little hosta is in there. Now, the next plant that I'm going to use is not going to be this one. This is a little begonia, and this particular kind of begonia is not going to hold up well with this kind of container out getting rained on. So there are some plants, even though you can use them from their shade plants, they may not be appropriate for a mixed planter like this. Very pretty, putting it away. But I have these little begonias. These are little wax begonias in white. I'm also going to use some impatiens. I'm going to have a couple red impatiens. That'll give me some pretty color. So we're just going to kind of take them out of the pots here. Oops. I know that these plants will grow up. Now the impatiens are going to get, probably about yay tall. The begonias could too, but they're going to be a little shorter. So the begonias I'm going to have more towards the front. The impatiens will be more towards the back. And I'm going to just put these in. And putting them kind of here to the side of my hosta. Like that. And my little begonias I'm going to just leave for the moment. So when you're doing a planter, you often want something that's a little taller. You want something that is going to be that filling it in, and then you want something spilling over. So my little spiller I have chosen, this is a potato vine. Potato vines can be in the sun, they can be in the shade. And I figured it's going to be just a nice little contrast in color. So I'm going to use this. And I'm going to put my spillers kind of going this way. Put those in. So here I am. I'm going to put this little potato vine in there. All right, so now I've taken these begonias out of the pots. I'm going to put them into my container here. And I did bring some extra soil, so you know, you may need to take soil out, you may need to put soil in. All right, so you may need to add some soil to your pot, or you may need to take some out depending on what plants you have, I guess, and how big their root systems are. Okay, I'm going to plant my last little begonia over here. And make sure that my little impatiens are where they're supposed to be. And I'm going to step back, I'm going to step around just for a moment and see if I like what I've got. So I'm looking at this container. I moved things just a little bit, kind of tweaked it a little bit. I think that this is going to grow out very pretty. Okay, so when you do your planters, this is definitely a shade planter. If I was to put this in full sun, I would have crispy leaves. Crispy is nice if you're a cornflake. It is not nice if you're a hosta or some other type of shade plant. Okay, the last thing I'm doing is a time-release fertilizer. Comes in these little pellets. There. Okay, that's good. After you get your planter planted, the most important thing for the whole rest of the summer is watering. So even though this planter is going to be in the shade, you're still going to have to check the watering every day. If you get a nice good rain, there's puddles in the morning outside, you probably don't have to water that day. 20 little drops of rain does not count as a good rain, you have to water. If you keep it fertilized, keep it watered, you can just enjoy it the whole rest of the summer in the shade. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them at the bottom of the video. And we appreciate you watching these videos.